What's up, peeps? I'm gonna show you pot versus pot matchup. Here's some notes I have to beat other pot players like I usually do, and hopefully they help. Yeah, the first thing you need to see is that usually at round start and stuff, pot versus pot does this. Why it happens? Because you're building meter, right? See how we both built a whole bar already? So it's like we're both getting resources from it, so neither of us are losing, and it might help us get more damage in the long run. So it's one of those things like you don't have to start that way. But, hey, it's benefiting both of us. And also, if they try to do anything else, it tends to catch them out. So, like, if they try to back up, you can poke their foot while they back up there. See that? So, they try to run away, back up without backdashing. You poke them. You don't really get the advantage, but they press a button. You beat out pretty much everything they do. The one thing it does lose to is round start pot buster. But they have to do it frame perfect. Because you saw right then how I got them. If they don't do the pot buster frame perfect round start, you jab them out too, so it's really hard to actually counteract it. Now, counterplay to 2P round start is backdash. They do it twice. You can sweep them. I always backdash and look for the sweep. If I don't see anything, I won't sweep. But if I see a button, I click it. You can jump. Since it's a low, you can jump. However, jumping forward's probably not advised because they do 2P into 6P, and then they're kind of covered. Same thing with when you're doing the jabs. You want to go into forward mega fist. The other person can react with 6P when they see that guys aren't clashing anymore. Alright, next thing is a lot of pot's favorite round start, which is the command grab. It looks fancy. You feel like shit when you get hit by it. But easiest way to beat it out is same thing. Backdash is really great. Round start backdash with pot is very good if you're trying to be avoidant towards him. Another one, you could just press jab. I do this a lot because let's be honest, if they hit you with 2P, whatever. It's a 2P. You have so much health. You still lose the life lead, but I sometimes just throw out a 5P just to make sure I beat that because I don't want to get round start command grabbed. And it's fairly safe to throw out. Nextly, you can jump. Same thing. Jump forward, get the damage. Sorry, get the damage. Yeah, round start pot buster, super risky, but it does, like I said, it can beat 2P round start. It's just you gotta do it like, it's so frame tight. And now here's my favorite start. The other player's gonna do it. Backing up and sweeping. It's probably my favorite round start in any match with a pot, but really good against pot versus pot. Because same thing, you block the 2P, you get out of range. And if they don't do the 2P, you back up out of range, out of command grab and stuff like that. And if they decide to do neither, and they just sit there and wait, you kind of do some stagger pressure. So if I was like, hey, wait a second, you know what I mean? So if I was just like, all right, I'm going to press a button, you get the counter hit. You get a hard knockdown. Backing up a little bit and sweeping, I do it a lot, and it works for me a lot. All right. Last round start pots do, they'll do a make a fist forward or backwards. That's why the jumping forwards was mentioned before. Because I like to sometimes round start jump forward jabs. And for that reason, they make a fist backwards, you catch them. They make a fist forward, you catch them. So you just catch them sometimes when you jump forward jab. And it's fairly safe. Because you can jump forward one jab like this. And then just like kind of block in your way down. Which is nice because you don't double jump. You can't get trip guarded. So one jump, you're not scared to gain trip guarded. Alright, the neutral in this matchup is pretty much just slow-paced footsies. I say this to everybody. You want to be the one responding in this matchup normally. Unless you get a hard knockdown. In neutral, you're just waiting for the other pot to fuck up. Because pot can fuck up very easily. Pot fucks up by just throwing out far slash or heavy slash. That's a mistake. So, a lot of times pots will try to poke with heavy slash. Especially since the buff, right? But the thing about it is that this move is very whiff punishable, right? So, when you see them throw it out, you can whiff punish it back with a heavy slash back, like that. It makes it very, very easy to play footsies in this matchup. Because you're either trying to counter poke with heavy slash, or catch their heavy slash and poke it back. And then same thing with 6H. 6H, super whiff punishable. You have so much time to hit that bad boy. See how far away you can hit it? If you see a 6H with pot, you just press heavy slash and pretty much hit it every time. You don't even really have to think. You just like, oh, whiff, heavy slash, right? And that's the real beauty of it right there. If you see this button, it's even better just to sweep. 6H is so risky because of that. You can sweep it and then you're in. Pot players, Love to slide head. Slide head is so easily reactable. It really is. And pop players just have a habit of doing it whenever because they want to get in, right? So, when you see slide head, the response, you could backdash it, you could jump it, but what I really want you to do is Kara Mega Fist forward. Because look, full screen away my Kara Mega Fist forward doesn't hit, right? However, when they slide head... Fuck. However, when they slide head, you hit it. Because he's falling over, he extends his hurt box forward. And you can hit him from anywhere on screen as I just showed you. So if you're even slightly closer, you get a meteor hit. It just, if you see a slide head, you will always hit with Kara Mega Fist forward. The only time I don't think it's smart is when they're close. Because then you're pretty much saying, hey, I'm minus. But because you're doing at ranges like this, where pots love to slide head, you don't get punished. You just get damaged and you get closer, right? Now, it's not your advantage, but you're back to neutral, right? Get a little bit of damage, go back to neutral. I don't recommend you ever slide head at this distance. Once you get out of 5H range, you want to stop using slide head. You want to wait for them to slide head because you're reacting to what they're doing, right? Because they'll be tempted to slide head that range. You just wait for them to do it. Walk forward if they're not doing it. If they are doing it, just sit there and wait for it. And then if they slide head closer and react to it, you just neutral jump forward and you get that little combo, right? Good damage. All right, next thing is hammerfall. Everybody asks me what the fuck to do about hammerfall whenever I play them. It's super easy. If you see a hammerfall, you just spam jab. Spam jab works for every character in the roster. Thus, if you see a pod do this and you're scared of PRC, just start throwing out your jab. You'll beat the armor. And then if you have a combo out of it, you can go to a combo. Next thing is, if you do throw out a bigger move against hammerfall, you can go into red RC to beat hammerfall. If you fuck up, if you're like, oh shit, my normal didn't work, I'm gonna get eaten alive, just red RC. You then beat it because that's just another hit of hammerfall, or another hit after the armor. You can also throw it. Every character in the cast can throw it. It is kind of hard to react to throw. And then in this matchup in particular, if you expect a hammerfall, the most optimal thing you can do is just pop buster it. I know it might seem like, oh no, how would I ever... I'm not telling you to react that way. Your reaction should be to jab. Hammerfall, mash jab. That should be your reaction. However, if you're expecting a hammerfall, I would just get pop buster ready and punish it. Because even when they're really far away, pop buster's active enough to grab it. Oops. Yeah, pop buster's usually active enough to grab it. So I'm gonna pop buster when it's like around this range, right? I still got them because they go so fast into your arms. Think that Mega Fist is also minus enough to get jabbed out of, right? Which means it's minus enough to get command grab. So if you get hit by Mega Fist, just command grab. Unless they space, this one they can space right. So if it's well spaced, clearly I can't command grab from there, but I can jab from there. So I'll be asking you about what to do about Garuda, so I'll just show you guys all the options. This will be helpful for if you're the pop player or playing against the pop player. So if you get hit by one Garuda, jab will beat out the second Garuda if you get Garuda to neutral. If they are close enough, if jab works, command grab will work, but I recommend sticking with jab because it can be scary what their next option is going to be. Also, if you backdash, you get caught, right? So the option is to jump. You see it, you can jump. That's probably the best thing to do if you expect a second Garuda to jump. Low risk, high reward. Second thing people do is a meaty Garuda. That's what people wonder about. So if I jump there, I get hit, right? If they hit you with a knockdown, then Garuda, it gets meaty, so they have more frames to work with. So right here, I'm holding up, I get hit. I press jab, I get counter hit. Because the Garuda's meatier, meaning that it has more, it hits you near the end of the fire fist, thus it's more plus because they have more frames to work with. So you can't jump or attack out of it. You can only do a reversal, but first pot doesn't have a reversal. However, pot has a lot of backdash frames, right? So if they do a meaty Garuda, you can backdash the Garuda, the first part of it. So you see what I'm saying? If it's meaty enough, you have to hold it if you block it, but you can backdash the start of it. Then we're talking about jumping. So what people can do to stop you from jumping is doing 2K right there. See that? So pretty much I'm like, oh, I'm going to jump it. I get 2K'd. That's like I'm stuck to the ground. And then I have to hold the second one. And also, it's good to just do 2K car Garuda to catch them back out, because it's all a conditioning thing. Because most of the time, you'll do this, right? They'll do the 2K into 2D. So you see here, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to jump after that to dodge the Garuda, I get hit by sweep and I get put back in the same cycle. And it's very low risk. So it's pretty much like, so what I'm trying to say is that they either Garuda, you have to jump the second Garuda. Or they can do Garuda 2K Garuda, they have to jump after the 2K. Or they can do 2K, or Garuda 2K 5D. And they could maybe Garuda, was probably too far pushed out. But I'm trying to say there's like 3 different points where you have to jump to get out of it, or you're still stuck there. Does that make sense? That's why there's layers on layers on layers. Hopefully that made sense. So in the corner, if you back Mega Fist, you'll usually beat Garuda, which is nice. And same thing, if they fuck up the timing on the meaty Garuda like this, you can actually back Mega Fist out and hit them. Most characters can't do that. They'll still get hit by the Garuda while they jump up. But that's only if they fuck it up. If they do it perfectly timing like this, you have to hold it, even if you oh, wow. Yeah, there's the perfect timing right there. It's tough, though. What I was trying to say is that doing back Mega Fist after that meaty one, the meaty Garuda, usually will work. But then I got hit by it because I messed with the timing. So exactly what I was trying to show. If you expect the jump, what I would do is that you can always jump up and grab it. So if you think they're going to back Mega Fist, just jump. You're not going to... It's fast recovery. You can press an aerial button, but yeah, just jumping. Grabbing is usually great. Just jumping if you expect it. And then I can't backdash, but other players can backdash out. I'm not making that much sense, am I? But hopefully someone understands what I'm trying to say. So a lot of people don't know what to do about Giganter Kai. It's very hard for Potemkin to jump over Giganter Kai. See right there with the double jump, I couldn't jump over it. Hyper jump, if you really want to get over it, I'd recommend a hyper jump, but it's tough. It's really fucking tough to get over this as pot, right? But just pretend Giganter Kai is like any other fireball in any fighting game. If you see a fireball, you should walk towards it and get rid of it as fast as possible. The faster you get rid of it off screen, the better. And if you back up away from it, you're pretty much giving Potemkin room to play with, right? You're giving him stage control, essentially, just for throwing out a super. So just try to get rid of it as fast as you can and deal with it, right? One thing you can do, if you see Giganter Kai, you can slide head it, and then just, like, jump into it so they have less time to work with to hit you back. Punishes it, but obviously it's not damage. 5H and then back Mega Fist, you don't get hit. It's gotta be, like, perfectly spaced, apparently. There you go. You get out, you get a little poke, you punish it. Alright, peeps, if you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments. You should comment which character I should cover next, because I oftentimes don't know. But yeah, let me know. Have a good one.